What's up, folks? Bearded Vaping Guy here. I, of course, am Bearded Vaping Guy, and welcome back to the channel. So got another shirt on, different shirt other than black. Wanted to look festive. Figured I'd change it up. Today, we're going to be talking about this bad boy right here. This son of a gun right here. This right here, of course, is the G50 Clear atomizer. I use this tank pretty regularly. I bought it from Victorious Vapor. As a matter of fact, I have their card this time, so maybe instead of trying to look at the bottles, you could actually see the card and their information there. If not, I'll read the card to you. They are Victorious Vapors. Get your drag on. They are located at 248G Bobby Jones Expressway at Augusta, Georgia. Their phone number is 706-925-6850. Of course, they have a website at victoriousvapors.com. They're on Facebook, so be sure to check out Victorious Vapors. That's who I got this thing from, if you're interested. So let's go. Let's talk about it. First of all, this thing is huge. Okay, a regular CE4 atomizer holds 1.6. This thing holds 5 milliliters of liquid. Okay, that is plenty enough. If you go through 5 milliliters of liquid while you're out, chances are you're not breathing any air and you're just vaping constantly. Now, I'm a heavy vapor, and I can go through. Normally, when I fill this up, it takes me about, I don't know, a good day and a quarter to go through it. And I vape pretty steady, pretty heavy, and you know, so it's good for that. So let's take a look at the features, I guess. First thing and foremost, it has. I washed it a minute ago, so parts stick to me. It has a removable drip tip, so that's pretty cool. You can take that in and out, customize, you know, with all the little fancy drip tips that are out there. So has a removable drip tip. It is a bottom coil, so it comes off from the bottom fed. It comes off like that. That comes out. Then you see that hole, and you know, you stick your bottle down in there, your dripper, or your whatever you use, and you fill it up 5 milliliters full. It came already with a coil in it, but the box includes a 1.8 coil. Now, because I've had this tank for about a month and a half, I got a replacement coil from Victorious Vapors. So this one right here is a 2.8 on coil. And as you can see, that it's pretty accessible. You just put it in that hole, screw it in, you know. So that's one of the cool things about these bottom fed tanks. Then of course you got your little center post in there. So the top of your coil just goes right into that center post and screws in. Threads are pretty smooth when it's clean. Like I said, when you've been vaping on a while, it gets a little gunky. So the threads will, you know, they'll be a little rough to play with, but you know, when you clean it and everything, it runs pretty smooth. And again, you know, it's pretty nice that, you know, you could take that out, have access to the coil to replace it. Again, it came in a nice little red box, but like an idiot, I lost that box that it came in. But it came with a replacement coil, 1.8 replacement coil. Again, like I said, this in here is a replacement coil that I bought from Victorious Vapors. Also, it's a 2.8, so I'm able to hit it with more volts, watts. I mean, sorry. So if you look at the outside of it, it's got this awesome little crisscross design with the metal. That is Pyrex glass, so I could pretty much put any kind of juice in there. Now with regular little tanks like the C4s, like this little fella right here, you know, you can put most juices in that. But if you go to start putting juices in there that have citrus flavors, such as any lemon, orange, and such like that, it's gonna crack that tank. So with this Pyrex glass, that won't happen. So and then it's got that cool metal, shaking for some reason, but anyway, it's got that cool metal crisscross design to protect the glass, which I think is great. I've dropped this thing several times, and I think I damaged whatever it hit more than I did the tank, so it's pretty awesome. As you can see, as I said, 5 milliliters. It is a beast of a tank. I like that because I don't have to vape. When I vape, I don't have to go halfway through the day, run out of juice, and have to refill it. No, when I fill this thing up in the morning, when I get ready to go, she's ready to go. She's gonna go all day. She's gonna hold enough juice. So well, let's fill her up and see how she vapes. Again, just take that off, this cap off with the coil in it because it's bottom fed, and also that is a huge amount of space. Huge amount of space between that center post and this outside, so that helps out a lot. So you don't have to worry about running juice down into that center post and getting that, you know, the nasty gurgle of death, as I would call it. So tonight I'm gonna put in a little ectoplasm, my favorite green juice. So let's fill her up. I get nervous when people watch me fill up my tanks. Just kidding. So, again, 5 milliliters is a ton of liquid. Again, still, there's 3 tubefuls, and you can see right there that I'm not even halfway full. So I still got a lot. I'll put another little bit more in there so y'all can see it. Almost done. This ectoplasm, I believe is 12 milligram nicotine. I've had it for so long and used it so much that I forgot it, how much exactly it was. It was given to me actually. So that was enough right now. Again, I could have got about three more droppers of those in there full before she would have even came close to coming close to that center post. So bottom part, line it up with that hole, the hole in the center post, drop it in like so, tighten it down, and turn her over. So as you can see, that's a little over halfway full, which is not bad. It's not bad. That'll last me for about an hour. No, last me longer than that. So one of the extra buys with this, now unfortunately this tank didn't come with it. I guess, you know, and I'll talk about the pros and cons of this tank again in a second. But I already had one of these from when I had a Kangaroo Pro tank back when they first came out. So I already had one of these, but somebody that has not had a Kangaroo Pro tank, you might want to buy one of these if you decide to go with the G50. It's called some people call it a cone. I call it a beauty ring. You know, and it's just a little cone there that screws down on your Ego battery on those 510 connections. Just screws down on there like that, makes everything look nice and flushed, I guess. So if you look right there, trusting everybody can see that, looks like I'm giving you a DUI test, but anyway, those right there go into this center post, and that beauty ring just covers the outside thread, so that way it looks a little bit more nice. Let's screw this on using my Ego twist. Now again, I have a 2.8 give a little juice in there, a little slosh. You can see how it sets nicely in that tank again. So using a 2.8 on coil in there, So using my handy dandy, oh, and this is one of the things that comes with the tank. It comes with most tanks, but in just in case you didn't know, it's one of these little fancy reference cards. It's got directions at the top to tell you how to fill it, and such. Yep, tells you how to fill it, and then says it's made out of Pyrex, the glass. Again, holds 5 milliliters, and then at the bottom is a list of what is in the package: the drip tip, the tank itself, the coil, and the bottom plate. So, but on the back, the card gives you resistance and voltage settings. So if you look on there, like under resistance there, hope people could see that, and then voltage on the other side. You know, it says 1.7 to 1.9, you're going to go 3.1 to 3.4 volts, so on and so forth. I have a 2.8 ohm coil, so right there at the bottom it says 2.6 to 3.0 coil. You can run this at a 4.3 to 4.7 volts. So, which in my next video I'll be reviewing the twist, so I'll be setting that right at 4.2. I set it at 4.2 because because I like a cool vape. I don't like nothing really. I don't like heavy, hot and heavy vapes. I like it cool to where it lingers a little bit, and I don't like those burnt tastes. I try to avoid that. So, and most people after they fill it with the juice, of course, you gotta let this wick up with brand new wicks. I've used this coil a couple of times. I did a couple of dry hits on it just a second ago to suck in some of that juice. But normally you want to let the coils wick up. I mean the wicks wick up, so that way you don't get any burnt hits. I haven't really noticed that with this tank. I haven't really got any burnt hits off of it as long as I keep it cleaned out. I'll do a video on how to clean these tanks and such out and maintenance on them. But anyway, let's have a little drag. Something I forgot to mention: when you tighten this down, this to that, and that beauty ring touch the bottom plate right here has air channels. So if you tighten it down too much, you're going to block off those air channels and you won't be able to take a draw off of it. So when you get right there, tight as you can get it finger tight, back it up about a half a turn, and you'll be able to breathe through your tip and everything. So let's try it again. Not bad. Not bad. Taste is still there. Like I said, I've used this again, and I'm impressed with this tank each and every time I use it. Holds a lot of liquid, and I just think that's fantastic. It's great. It's a durable tank. If you drop it, it's not going to bust into a million pieces. You're not going to destroy it. It's really easy to clean and take apart, and I mean, it's a pretty great tank. I like it. I use it, like I said, I use it every day. So now that I've talked about some good things, I'll talk about some bad things. What I do notice, obviously because it holds 5 milliliters of liquid, so it's not going to be a little bitty tank, it's going to be a huge tank. So it has some weight to it, and that's not good if you're using a small old Ego, or Ego Twist, Ego C Twist, or anything like that. So I noticed that, you know, that makes my battery top heavy, so anytime I try to set it down, it'll, you know, or if I have it on my lanyard, you know, it'll end up like this, you know, pulling the juice away from the wicks. So if I turn it up to take a hit, I can get a dry hit that way. So that's one of the bad things about it is the weight of it. Now, if you're putting it on a mod or anything like that, if you're putting it on like a Noken or an iTaste or something like that, or a box mod and such, you probably won't have that problem because that's bigger, those are heavier, they're able to maintain with the weight and not become top heavy. Unfortunately, at the time, I don't have an iNokia nor an iTaste or a box mod. This is as fancy as I've gotten so far, is this twist. So I hope to change that soon and have some mods that I can use this tank with. Yeah, so the weight for me, just me personally right now, you know, if you don't have a mod for it to go on, will be a bit of a hassle. The next thing I noticed, that if you are vaping at a high voltage rate, of course those coils, they heat up, so they're gonna get really hot. That's gonna cause your O-rings at the bottom of it, the little plastic O-rings, to expand and contract, expand and contract. But when this thing gets down to about right here, after vaping hard all day, and it's been expanding and contracting, expanding at very high temperatures, juice will start to leak out of the thing through the post, and I get like a gurgly sound. I mean, and then when enough juice gets in there, and the battery can't cause the coil to fire anymore, so I have to take it off, clean that out. And normally I can just shake it, and that helps. Or you know, or take a Q-tip after it, you get any excess juice and moisture out of there, and then wipe off the air plate, the bottom plate there. So that's a little bit of a downfall about it. But when that starts happening, sometimes just change out your coil. Excuse me. Excuse me. So yeah, it leaking through the center post after a long time or all day of using it, really being vaped hard, it starts to leak a little bit. I guess that's not really a problem. It's more of an inconvenience, and it's irritating. Then you get that gurgly sound, and then you know, then it starts popping out of the tip and then hitting you in the mouth, and it's just scalding hot liquid shooting into your mouth, and you know, I don't get down like that. So I don't much care for that. Now, the replacement coils for this thing, now I went about a whole week vaping really hard before I burnt through the first coil, before I started getting burnt taste. I never got dry hits, but going about a week before I got my first burnt tasting. So I went to Victorious Vapors, got the replacement coil, and it was only like maybe $2 with tax. I could be a little wrong there, but you know, Victorious Vapors has great deals on their coils. So I mean, you know, it's not really a big deal with that bubbling stuff. It just gets annoying. So the cost of this tank, you know, the main question is, do I recommend it? And yeah, I definitely do. It's a pretty cool tank. I love the design on it, and it's stainless steel, so it matches up with that beauty ring. With that beauty ring, it makes it flush. Looks really cool. Of course, the drip tips and stuff, so I can change out the drip tips, you know, customize it a little bit better. And of course, it's glass, so I can use any kind of liquid I want to in there without worrying about the tank cracking. So I think that's pretty cool. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. Get you one of these things. Where I bought it, at Victorious Vapors, it was, I want to say, $23 and some change. I don't remember the exact price, but I know for certain it was $23 and a little bit of change, probably about $24 or something with tax. But that is, you know, that is something completely different. But the main cost was $23 and some change. I went to their store because I live here. Of course, they sell it on their website, victoriousvapors.com. And again, this is the G50 Clear atomizer, and it's a pretty cool little tank. Like I said, it's stout, it's tough, and you know, it's a great tank. I'd get it. It'd look cool on mods. It looks cool on my twist, but again, makes it top heavy. Now, one last thing is how smooth this draw is. I mean, it's just no resistance whatsoever there. I mean, not a hard draw at all. It's light, it's breezy, you know. So I really like it, and I recommend it. And make sure you go to Victorious Vapors. Let me get their card again up close. Again, I will put their information in the comment section below, or in the description of the video, so you can see it and know where to go to get you one. And they're awesome there. I love those people. If I could be there all day, I would, but I don't think they like me that much. Maybe one of them will give this video a thumbs up. As always, like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, comments about the tank or about anything vaping, let me know. I'll be glad to answer them for you. And remember, keep on vaping.